Let's start with the video, Chapter 103 Summary. Joe cautioned Ing and left to meet Mike at a cafe. He informed Sol to pick him up later. The cafe, still open before the Lunar New Year, had very few people. Its unique exterior wall was eye-catching. The waiter led Joe to a reserved room where Mike sat, his expression serious. Joe, expecting Mike to speak first, felt nervous when Mike just stared at him. Joe asked if Mike had sought him regarding Ming. Mike responded that Ming was at home, confined by his father after admitting to the family about his relationship with Joe. Mike revealed that his family was unhappy with both Tong and Joe, considering them unfit partners. Ming was locked, and not allowed to go out. Joe, startled, doubted his determination as he never imagined Ming would come out to his family. Mike, observing Joe, mocked him for being touched by Ming's actions. Mike then mentioned older Joe who had been with Ming before, who had an accident, and how Ming moved on. Mike threatened to separate them but preferred Joe to break up with Ming. Joe's heart felt various emotions, wanting to reveal his true identity. He had always thought Ming wouldn't overcome family objections. However, Ming's determination shattered his psychological defense. When Joe was young, had decided that if someone confessed to his parents and insisted on being with him, he would spend his life with them. He is unsure of his feelings for Ming, who is only 24 and has a long future ahead. Mike advises him to leave Ming now before he gets hurt. He has considered this, but when he first pursued Ming, he didn't know Ming's family background. By the time he found out, it was too late. He loves Ming, but the path is full of challenges and setbacks. Currently, Ming's family is confining him, and they won't let him see him. Mike offers him money to leave, but he refuses, stating that his home and career are in this city. Mike tries to persuade him, mentioning that he knows he is with Ming for money to treat his mother's illness. However, he insists on seeing Ming before making any decisions. Mike agrees to discuss it with his father and tells him to go back for the new year. Once he stands up, he feels dizzy and leaves quickly to clear his head. Mike lets him go, telling him to stay in touch. If you like this kind of video and want more videos, then subscribe to my YouTube channel. Only 8.3% of you had subscribed to my channel. Please subscribe, it will motivate me to make more videos like this. Thank you so much for your attention and participation. Let's continue with the video, Chapter 104 Summary. Joe left the cafe in turmoil, his mind racing with questions about seeing Ming again. He felt exhausted from the weight of his problems and the pressure of their complicated relationship. Upon arriving home, he found his mother, Ing, looking distressed. Ing revealed that a lawyer had visited, delivering bank statements and documents related to a condo transfer, both from Ming. She accused Joe of selling himself for money, causing him to feel ashamed and unable to respond. Ing, fearing for her son's dignity, demanded that he return the money in condo. Joe, feeling anxious and cornered, realized that Mike had orchestrated this situation, causing Ing to refuse further treatment. With no other options, Joe agreed to return the money in condo, thinking of selling his own condo instead. He called Mike, who denied involvement in the lawyer's visit, but offered to arrange a meeting with Ming. Joe, reluctant to visit Ming's family, agreed to meet Ming at their home on the second day of the Lunar New Year. Meanwhile, Ing and Joe struggled to enjoy the holiday, their moods dampened by the recent events. The day before the Lunar New Year, Joe smoked nervously on the balcony, contemplating the challenges ahead. He called Mike to confirm the meeting, still suspicious of his involvement in the lawyer's visit. Mike, unbothered by Joe's accusations, promised to send a car for him. As the Lunar New Year began, Sol arrived to celebrate, unaware of the family's recent struggles. Ing, determined to maintain a festive atmosphere, tidied the guest room for Sol, while Joe felt conflicted about the upcoming meeting with Ming. Despite the challenges, Joe knew he needed to face Ming and find a way to resolve their complicated past. Joe stood on the balcony, looking at the moon and feeling overwhelmed. He has many emotions for Ming, but he doesn't want to get back together with him. He just wants to ensure his safety. Sol, who has always known about Zhou's feelings for Ming, confronts him about it. Zhou admits that he loves Ming but feels that they are not from the same world. On New Year's Day, Zhou receives a call from Mike, who tells him to come to the military compound. When Zhou arrives, he is met with a solemn atmosphere and several people, including Ming's parents, looking at him seriously. Mike brings Zhou to a room on the 3rd floor, where Ming is waiting for him. Ming embraces Zhou, who is at a loss for words and can't believe what is happening. Ming has been waiting for Zhou to tell his family about their relationship. He is determined not to marry a woman and wants his family to accept him for who he is. Mike is skeptical and doesn't believe that Zhou is the same person he thought was dead. Ming insists that Zhou is the same person and that he has been waiting for him all along. The tension in the room is palpable as Zhou and Ming's family try to come to terms with the situation. Don't forget to share this video and comment your thoughts about the series. Let's continue with the video, Chapter 105 Summary. Ming's voice trembled as he admitted the truth to Mike, he is the old Zhou. Mike struggled to believe that the person in front of him was his brother, knowing that Zhou was dead. Ming explained that Zhou had awakened in another person's body, who shared the same name and had an accident at the same time. Mike, overwhelmed by the revelation, needed time to process the information. Mike considered the possibility that Ming could be lying to him, but he knew Ming wasn't that deceptive. He also remembered his guru's ambiguous words, which might be connected to this situation. Mike decided to believe Ming, and as he did, he felt a deep sense of powerlessness knowing that the secret Zhou intended to take to his grave was now revealed. Ming and Zhou shared an intimate moment, with Ming kissing Zhou passionately. Zhou, however, seemed troubled and couldn't say what was on his mind. Ming, concerned, asked if his parents were causing problems. Zhou shook his head and pointed to the tray of food, urging Ming to eat. Ming, who had been starving, quickly finished the bowl of porridge, embarrassingly aware of his flirtatious expression despite his weakened state. Ming took Zhou's hand and smiled, expressing his love and missing him. However, Zhou had something to tell him. Someone from Ming's family came to look for Ing, and she knew about their relationship and their deal. Ing asked Zhou to return the money and condo to him. Ming got angry and anxious, asking Zhou what he was trying to say. Zhou expressed his feelings, saying they are not fated to be together. Ming was in disbelief, tightly clenching his lips and asking Zhou if he was serious. Zhou nodded, causing Ming to reveal that he hadn't eaten for 4 to 5 days and was sure that his dad would give in. Ming then explained why he likes Tong, because he was mesmerized by his back scene from one of his movies. Ming later realized that it was actually Zhou, and he made a lot of mistakes in the past. Ming asked Zhou if he could be forgiven, causing Zhou to open his mouth but couldn't speak. His tears flowed into his mouth, feeling bitter beyond his imagination. The pain overwhelmed him, leaving them both in a state of confusion and heartbreak. Thank you for watching. If you want to read the novel, then visit patreon.com/blspoilers. The link will be in the description. Special thanks to my legendary supporters Melanie Harris, Kiera Russell, Rebecca, and Brian Stargell, Chelsea 212, Suzanne 233, Tamara Kumar, MZT, Maria Laubacan, Sharon Fong, Martina Bosankova, S. Armstrong, P. Pri, ed.